Hi everyone, welcome back. So today I have decided to stand to to talk about the Bible because I feel like standing gives it the respect it needs, right? Okay, so yesterday now or the other day we discussed from Genesis chapter 1 to verse 19, and like I said, I feel like there was this invisible division because from verse 1 to 19 talks about a form of creation, right? And then from this other part is going to talk about another form of creation. Okay, so I'm going to read verse 20. Let me just read that. So verse 20 says, and God said, let the water teem with living things, and let birds fly above the earth across the whole of the sky. So God created great creatures of the sea and every living thing which is in the water. Right? God created these living things. And then where I'm going to be taking it from, okay, before that time, at the end of verse 21, it says, and God saw that it was good. Meaning, if you notice, every time these creations happen, God looks at it and says, it's good. Then he goes ahead, this time he goes ahead to bless them and said they should be fruitful and multiply. So this is the other part that I'm talking about. And then we continue in verse 24 where he blesses the earth with animals, all kinds of animals. And then we get to verse 26 and God says, let us make man in our image and our likeness. Do you see that? Let us make man. That is their plan, right? And then he now said the plan through that they will rule over the fish of the sea, the birds in the sky, and over everything that moves on the ground. Meaning man has authority, is going to have authority over all those things. This is a plan. You see, this is why it's also important for us to plan. We shouldn't just, there are some things you can just wake up and do, and then the other things that, planning is necessary. If you notice that when God started making all those other things, he kept just saying, let us do this, let us do that, let us do this. But when we got to this point, we had a conversation with the other people that we put in heaven. This is a message to I say couple now or friends, people that we are in partnership with. There are some decisions you can make that is your decision. It doesn't really matter. It won't really bug anyone, right? And then there are some other decisions you should call your partners, your friends, whoever you are like working with, whatever kind of relationship it is, you should like check with them, discuss, lay out the plan plainly before them, and then there is a form of agreement before you now go ahead. God did this, and this is the beginning we are still talking about. Okay, after the 26 rather, he has said his plan, let us make man, and then this is what man is going to do. In 27 he actually did it. That's when it says, 27 says, so God created mankind in his own image, and in the image of God created he them, male and female he created them. 28 says, and God blessed them and said unto them, be fruitful, increase in number, fill the earth, subdue it. And every single thing he had planned to do, or planned for man to do in chapter 20, in verse 26 now, he's telling it now. He has created man in verse 27. He's now telling man. So it's one thing for you to plan something, it's another thing that it's like having a product, right? That's why product manuals are very important. I know some of us don't even read it, but that's what the product manual is supposed to do. It's telling the user how to use the product. Or let's say the other way around, if it's the decision was to hire staff, right? Every single staff should know what exactly they're hired to do. So that's God just telling man that, okay, I've created you. First of all, I'm blessing you to be fruitful. And then second of all, I'm blessing you to rule over everything I have created. So man had his job description, so to say. And then, of course, when you read down, he gives the breakdown of everything he has done. He said, God said, I give you every seed-bearing plant, this, all the way to 31. And then 31 says, and God saw all that he had made, and that it was very good. And you see, he moved from good to very good. And there was evening and there was morning. You know, I had already said, excuse me please, when you make anything, you should be sure it's good, right? So God made all these things, told you what he's supposed to do. And don't forget, even the birds in the sky, the animals in the sea, everything, God told them what they were supposed to do. And then, of course, when he made man, he also told him what to do. So I'm going to say something about this verse 28. The encounter I had with verse 28. I was praying for my second child at home, and I wanted twins, right? I really used to like twins. They were so cute. And then I really wanted twins. I was praying to God for twins. And then God led me to this place. And I read it and I'm like, yeah, God, exactly, this is what this is what I'm talking about. You said we should be fruitful and multiply. Therefore, no, my twins, this. And then God told me, read it again. And I'm like, what did I miss? And I read it again. And it says, be fruitful and increase. In my own, the version I read that day, I said, be fruitful and multiply. So I'm like, okay, calm down. Be fruitful and multiply. And then I would say I got the question right. Be fruitful and multiply. Does that mean have twins and multiply? Or does that mean have... Oh my God, I just paused. That was when it hit. Like, okay. So I'm going to say this. I know I have friends and I have people. I know people that are trusting God for the fruit of the womb. So I'm going to say this. Wherever you are, trust God to make you fruitful and multiply the way he has commanded here. Not to ask for a particular thing, because I would say is when this thing hit me and I understood that, I now started praying for the will of God that I had. My princess. But I'm just like, we might see these things. Twins are beautiful. Triplets are even more beautiful. Then I have seen quintuplets. Quintuplets are so lovely. I saw quintuplets that were all boys. It was like looking at the same person over and over again, and it was so cute. But then it's not everybody that has that grace, and God knows everybody, like everything he has installed in everybody, right? And like you said, or like it's written here, and God saw that it was good. He always wants to be sure that what he's blessing you with is good. Okay, let me give an instance. Maybe you want a car now, your child wants a car. He comes to tell you, I want a G-Wagon. Why? You now say, oh, my friends have it. Doesn't really, except you are the careless parent. But you'd want to give him probably a safe car, a car that is good for him, even though it's even the G-Wagon, right? But you just have to be sure that it's what aligns with what he needs at that time. That's how God treats us, because he's our father and he made us in his own image to to give him that good. Like every time he looks at us, we have to be good. You understand? He'll shake his head and be like, okay, this is good, I made this and it's good. So giving some kind of gift would not really tally. I'm going to give a weird example. Okay, so I talked about a quintuplet, right? Just imagine I was praying for quintuplets and I know my body size. Even the twins, only God knows if I would have been able to carry them. If he gave me, he would have given me the grace, right, to say yes. But he knows better. I'm gonna give it. So I know how to drive a bike, right? I've always driven all these scooter and kit ones. And then my elder brother got this power bike. The bike was, whoa, like it was the coolest bike I have seen with my own eyes. It was really cool, green and everything a bike should have. It was heavy, and when he sits on it, it's like whoa. So when he packed it one day in the house, I just got up, took the helmet. In my head, I'm like, I mean, I can drive bike, right? It's a bike. And I went to, and he just saw me. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I want to test your bike. Like, he could not even have the time to have the conversation with me to tell me, oh, this bike is this or this bike. All he knew was that he needed to run after me. So he literally ran after me, came, and I was just there like removing this the bike from the brake, right, to feel like I could sit on it and drive. That was one of the heaviest things I have touched in my life. This bike was heavy. It almost like fell on me, but gratefully he had run after me without questions or even having the time to explain to me. And when he held the bike and I smuggled myself out, he just looked at me. I just told him, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Thank you so much. Why? Because I saw him sit on it. It really looked good, but I didn't know that I had zero idea it could be that heavy. And this is now I have even added kgs, right? You can imagine what I look like then. I wanted to drive a power bike. So my point is, some blessings may look good on other people. It doesn't really necessarily mean you have to have it. You have to have those things. So when you are praying to God for anything, to be fruitful, because we are supposed to be fruitful in everywhere, right? Not only in childbearing or anything. Just let your plan align. Let it align with the will of God, because God will not give you something that will lead to your death, or what's the glory in that? Whatever he's going to give, he has to look at it and be like, this is good. So if quintuplate is good for you, God is going to give you quintuplate. But if it's one that he knows that you are going to be fruitful, because at the end of the day, I asked somebody, didn't God say be fruitful and multiply? Did he say have twins or have this? Or you understand, if you are praying for God to have 3 children, it doesn't mean anything. You get pregnant 3 times if that's what God wants, or you agree with him, that's what you want. But if it's that he knows that you can take the 3 of them at the same time, he can give you the 3 at the same time. But at the end of the day, it has to glorify him. He has to look at it and be like, yes, this is good. It's very important, because if it's not, he wouldn't be, from the first thing he created, he kept saying he looked at it and it was good. He looked at it and it was good. He looked at it and it was good. That's what I'm saying. Even as his own children, whatever you are doing, you should look at it and be able to vouch for it, that yeah, this thing is good. Okay, so this is where I'm gonna stop today. Thank you for your time. Please do well to comment, say your mind, how feel free to add or contest if there is something I have said wrong. It's the word of God. Again, it's not for me to say I know it all, but it's just for us to encourage people that are trying to read the Bible. Somebody has already picked up the challenge, so I'm feeling like this is going well. So thanks for your time. Bye later.